Hi, we're Erik and Kala from LivinLite.net, and this is our home. We've had a lot of requests to talk about our setup, how we work from the road, and if we regret anything that we've done.
Yeah, so before we get into what we like and what we don't like, we figured we'd start with giving you a high-level overview of our entire living situation. So this is our bus. It's a 2015 Entegra Aspire diesel pusher. It's a 45-foot coach, so it's pretty long. It has a tag axle, so we've got 2 axles in the back, and it's a quad slide unit. It's powered by a Cummins 450 diesel, and at the time when we bought it, the Aspire was the entry-level coach for Entegra. They've since introduced the Insignia, and I believe they're also looking at possibly introducing a gas coach, but we probably won't cover that in this series. All right, welcome to the roof of our bus. A little windy today, so apologize for the shakiness. Obviously, you can see we've done some upgrades here. We've got 10 160 watt solar panels for a total of 1600 watts of solar, and we have the ability to expand this to just a little bit over 2000 watts, I believe, with the charge controllers that we have. So this produces about 90 DC amps of power for us, which is plenty for our needs, and that's obviously in direct sunlight, but we'll get quite a bit more into that in future videos.
Let me tell you a little bit about my baby, which is our Jeep Wrangler. It's our Toad. It's a 4-door Rubicon edition manual, and what we really like about the Jeep is it's really easy to flat tow. We also have bicycles. We have this neat bike rack on the back of the Jeep, and what we really like about it is it has a lock that's integrated into it. So it makes sure that the bike stays safe and secure while we're traveling.
So this is Beastie, as we call it, which is a 2010 BMW R1200 GS motorcycle. It's called an adventure touring bike. I've had this bike for quite a while, a lot longer than we've been RVing. It's actually not as heavy as it looks, but what we like about it is it's really like a second car. We can go grocery shopping in this, and Kayla can really have the Jeep whenever she needs it, and I can still get around. So that's a lot of stuff to carry with you, but we do live in this full time, so everything we carry we really try to use as much as possible. So let's talk kind of how all this stuff connects together. The motorcycle is carried by this motorcycle lift, which is made by Cruiser Lift. I have a separate video on all that that's already on our blog, which I'll put a link to. From there, there's an extension bar that comes out underneath the Cruiser Lift, and that attaches to our Blue Ox tow bar. The Blue Ox tow bar, I think it's called an Alpha. I'll put it in the description as well. It's up to, I think, a 6,500-pound capacity for towing. Our Jeep's in the 4s, so we're well within the limits of that. And all in all, it's a pretty long setup, but for the most part, anything behind the RV, we don't really feel or even notice is back there. That's kind of one of the benefits of having the tag axle and the large diesel motor. All right, so enough about the outside. If you have any other questions specific to that, please submit them in the comments below. We'll get right back to you. Let's go inside and check out the inside. So welcome to the front area of our bus. Obviously this is where we sit when we're driving, but it does double and do other things when we're not driving. Up in that cabinet over there, we've got our electrical panels, nothing really interesting. In this area here, this is where all of our batteries and blogging gear are that help us make this video. So we use about 5 different cameras to make these videos, and they all take different batteries for the most part. Thank you for that, Sony and GoPro. On this side, this is where our 2-way radios are, which we use for when we are parking, as well as gloves and registration and all kinds of things like that. In terms of the steering wheel, we converted our steering wheel to be a table that we use for our campground maps and all of our mail and kind of our keys and all the stuff like that. Kind of like an entryway mudroom. We also put our shoes down in this area, and it keeps the rest of our coach a little bit more clean. Last, in the front area is kind of our control center, and this is you know, every RV's got one of these. This one, we've done some modifications to it. One is it's got our solar system, which we can monitor from inside of the coach. We have multiple charge controllers, and they all are able to be seen on one screen. And then we've added in a Xantrex battery monitor, which will actually give us a percentage of battery left that's much more accurate than looking at voltage alone. So moving on from the front, this is kind of like our living room area. One of the reasons why we really liked the Entegra 44B floor plan, which this is because it kind of resembled an apartment or a house. It was very similar. We didn't have a lot of things like booth dinettes or things that we wouldn't typically have in a normal house. So this setup's worked really well for us. But keeping it really high level for this video, this is a 50-inch TV, whoop-de-doo. Behind it is really the heart of our connectivity. So we use a mobile router that keeps us connected to the internet. We have unlimited data plans with AT&T and Verizon. We're going to do subsequent videos on our full updated connectivity because it's been about 2 years since we did a video and a lot has changed. But moving on, this is my desk. So in this area, I am a full Mac person. I do everything for my job in technology on a Mac. I've got a little docking station here so that I just have to unplug one power cable and one other cable for the dock, and that powers up everything. Where I've got a keyboard here and I think it's a 25-inch monitor or 27-inch monitor that's worked out really well for me. I actually use a residential phone like you would have in a house. I don't use a cell phone for work. I like to have a headset that resembles one that is used in an office space. So this setup is actually plugged in and using a Verizon home phone setup, which runs on their old CDMA network, which has been very, very reliable. When we have no cellular service, that phone still works. So we've been really happy with it. Some folks might wonder what this is. This is actually a security camera, but it also does environmental monitoring. So we do have Saki, our 12-year-old Siberian cat, in the coach, and we want to make sure we keep an eye on him. Not because he's really that bad, but because coaches can have problems and campgrounds can lose power and air conditioners can fail. So this little camera is connected to our unlimited cellular data, and it provides us temperature, humidity, and air quality, as well as a video camera that can see all the way from the door all the way into the bedroom with one camera. So that's pretty nifty. The other thing we've set up is all of this stuff is on one power surge protector right here. And what that means is that when we're boondocking or when I'm not working, I can flip one switch and everything here turns off so that we can save power.
This is mine and Saki's office. So this is where I spend the most amount of my time. It's the living room and also where I have my desk space. This table is from Camping World. I love it. It's great because you are able to pull it up and it becomes more like a desk or a table. And I have my laptop up here where I'm able to do my work. So I have my phone where I make all of my work phone calls, but it's a great space for me because it is separate from Erik, but we're also working in one space, so it makes it feel like an office during the day when we're working. Moving along to the middle of the bus is where we have our kitchen. So behind Erik's office is our refrigerator, and we have a residential refrigerator, which I love because it has so much space. You can put a lot of food in there. Over here on this side is our kitchen. So pretty much like any RV kitchen, but a few of the things that I really love about our setup is within these top cabinets, we have these drawers. So these came with the RV, and it's just great because you're able to put cups and plates, and they help with them not moving around while you're driving. So that's a really neat feature. Other thing is over here, the cabinet, it has this kind of L cabinet that pulls out, and they're really long and deep drawers within here. So it's really awesome. Fit a ton of kitchen supplies in this drawer, and it's nice and long and deep. Also, we have our sink. Erik put in a new sink faucet. We found that the one that was in the RV wasn't really holding up very well, but this one is touchless, which makes doing the dishes a lot easier for me. And I do a lot of dishes because we opted not to get the dishwasher in our RV, but you can get a dishwasher if you would like one. That is an add-on feature. We also have our convection microwave, and we also have an electric teapot, which we use for coffee and tea. So that's our kind of fun little coffee setup over here. Behind the kitchen is the pantry. Now, I love this pantry because it has so much space. I mean, look at how much food we can fit in here. But another great thing, and I know this actually is a pain point for a lot of people in their RVs, is everything in the kitchen and all the way up to the pantry to get food is accessible while you're driving. So when all the slides are in, you're able to access all of the kitchen drawers along with the pantry. And you can even go to the bathroom.
So that's a good segue to the bathroom portion of this video, or at least the front bathroom. Our coach has a 1.5 bath setup. So we have a full bath all the way in the back that Kayla will show you. And up here we have a half bath, which is kind of like the boys' bathroom. So it was, I would say this is definitely not a need to have in any RV. In fact, some floor plans I think are trying to add this half bath, and it's making the rest of the RV really cramped. It does work for us because we have 45 feet, but because we travel with a cat, it's really nice to have this bathroom because we store all of our vacuum cleaning supplies, our mops, our brooms, the cat box, and it's nice to have a second bathroom whenever the first one's in use. Or if you have guests, everybody gets their own bathroom. Another thing in here is our little control panel back here. So this is where we control our propane aqua hot. We'll do a video on aqua hot, or aqua not as I call it. We love our aqua hot, but there have been some challenges with it that'll come in the future, as well as a video on our multiplex lighting control system, which has been great and totally trouble-free, and how our heating system works, and our sea level tank monitor I know a lot of people are interested in learning more about, so we'll cover that as well. And welcome to the bedroom. And there is a bed. Not a lot to show you guys in a bedroom. It's pretty standard. We have a king-size bed. The 2015 coach did come with a Sleep Number, which has been good for us. We've actually converted that out to a Tempur-Pedic, but more on that later. We've got an integrated TV here with some Bose stereo systems. We actually try not to watch too much TV in bed, so we don't use that too often. But we've got a decent amount of storage space back here. These 3 cabinets here are for me, as well as Saki. He has his little bed up here. And Kayla uses these 4 below, and most of the uppers here as well. Above the bed, we've got some really big cabinets that are super deep, which are really nice, mostly for like linens, extra sheets, things like that. And then we also have storage under the bed, which is mostly Kayla's shoes. One of the other nice benefits of how we set up the RV to be connected to the internet all the time is we've got residential type phones back here as well. So this and the front phone are connected, so we can both be on the phone at the same time, or Kayla can use this along with a headset that she has here to do work calls if her cell phone's not working for any reason. So that's kind of a nice plus. And we also have a number of Amazon Alexa voice control systems. It sounds like she's listening to us right now, that are in each room that we use for a bunch of things. We use them as alarm clocks, we use them for timers, we use them to answer silly questions that we don't know answers to, like, Alexa, what's 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 7?
The answer to your calculation is 22.
I should know the answer to that, but it is kind of a nice thing to have. But I'd say we probably use it mostly for an alarm clock.
And now we are at the back of the bus, which is where we have our full bathroom, or I call it the master bathroom. So within here we have our large vanity with a single sink. I think some have 2 sinks. You can get a 2-sink option. We also have our closet. So on this side is my side of the closet. Erik has the other side, and I have kind of a shoe rack down here. I did a video on space saving ideas. We'll put a link to that below, so if you want to check that out to see how we space save and how we store a lot of our things, especially shoes, because I have a lot of those. Over here is the toilet, And we actually did a little plug in a video that Mark and Julie from RV Love are going to be putting up a video about all different types of toilets. So if that is something that you want to learn more about, you should definitely go and check that out. I also have our laundry back here. We have a full laundry. There are definitely some pluses and some minuses about having a full laundry, so we'll do a whole video about doing laundry and kind of the plus and minuses of that. And then we have our stand-up shower. Some of the higher end Entegras have nicer showers, but we ended up going with this one just because we didn't think it was worth kind of the money, but yeah. So that's pretty much about it and concludes the tour of the bus. Thank you guys so much for coming on a tour with us for our bus and checking out how we live on the road full time.
Yeah, I know, it's, you know, can't be that interesting. It's our home. That's us. But make sure to subscribe, guys. We're really excited to share with you some of the details of each of the high-level things we showed you today, and we'll see you on the road.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
You can also subscribe to the blog directly on LivinLite.net, and you'll receive email updates of all of our posts.